Lights, camera, biceps, ditch. Let's watch this movie and flex our shit. Movie buff, flexing real hard, watching badass stuff. Movie buff. We don't watch no movies that suck big nuts. Movie buff. Damn, I just ripped my shirt cause I flex too much. Movie buff. Open up the backpack full of snacks, let's relax. Pop the movie and then pass the peanut butter cups.
All right, today on this podcast, on this episode, we are going to be talking about the 1995 film Congo, the classic, one of the best movies ever made in the history of movies. And joining me today is my homie Rick. Say what's up, Rick.
Hi, I'm very nervous right now.
Hell yeah. So Rick, you've seen Congo, right?
Oh yeah, I've seen it several times.
Hell yeah, for
It's a
whatever
classic.
reason.
It's a terrible classic.
Can you remember the first time you saw this movie?
I cannot. Maybe it was rental. It was either rental or HBO.
Back in the day, whenever we used to rent movies, where was your choice of going and renting movies?
Albertsons.
Dude, yes. Yes, they had that little fucking VHS section. And I remember before they got rid of Albertsons, I thought it was the coolest thing because they used to have these new cases for the VHS. Because, you know, like most of them had the ones that open like books.
Oh yeah,
right?
The ones that would drop out the bottom.
Yes, you would squeeze the bottom,
yeah.
and it was a cheaper version, but it was new, so I thought it was cool.
It's high-tech shit.
I was like, oh shit, these are different.
Well, Blockbuster was fancy. That was too fancy. But we would go to Hollywood sometimes.
Hollywood Video.
Yeah.
Hollywood, that wasn't as national as Blockbuster, was it?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think it was, because everybody always talks about Blockbuster. Nobody ever talks about Hollywood. I think it might have been kind of a more local thing.
Maybe.
But Hollywood Video had better deals. And
that's why we went there, I guess.
Yes. And Blockbuster, I think you could rent it for 3 days, whereas Hollywood let you have it for 5.
Oh, okay.
So it was always better going to Hollywood Video.
Right. But Albertsons was still the best. So.
Albertsons was awesome. And it was within walking distance of our houses.
Super cheap.
I even remember when I was at my grandma's house, she lived over on the other side of town, like in the ghetto side of town. And over there was like a furniture rental place. Like you could rent to own at this place. I forget what it was called. It was probably just called rent to own or some bullshit. But even that place, you could rent VHSs and you could rent video games. Because I remember, I think my uncle had a 64 and we would rent 64 games there.
Yeah, that's a whole other fucking topic, is the whole rental game. When that started blowing up, everyone had a fucking video rental.
It was,
that was cool. It was cool. So yeah, fucking Congo. I think it was HBO when I first saw it.
So Congo, it opens with like the African jungle scene. You know, I mean, think Lion King, except, you know, not animated or whatever. And then we get Bruce Campbell in the movie, who doesn't last very long. But he's over in the Congo and he's talking back to this chick, Karen. I think her name is Karen. I think it's Karen, yeah. And he's explaining that they're looking for something. So apparently they're looking for diamonds because they want to use the diamonds to basically power these lasers. And they're in the telecommunication business. So I guess it's super important technology for some lasers and satellites that this business is trying to create. And they come across a temple where I guess that's where the diamonds are located. I think they just find it by accident. While they're there, they get attacked by something. You don't see what they get attacked by, but they get attacked by something. Back at their camp, Karen gets video of something destroying the campsite, and they get a very fast image of a gorilla, what looks like a gorilla, but it's a gray gorilla. So it being gray doesn't make sense to them, and the fact that it's destroying things and killing people doesn't make sense to them, because I think there were dead bodies at the campsite too. So that's how the movie starts. Did you ever understand what the fuck the laser was supposed to be for? Like, is that a real thing? Like lasers, diamonds for lasers. Is that a real thing, using a diamond to power a laser?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So, what kind of lasers use diamonds?
I don't know, dude. But I know that like if you put if you put electricity in a ruby, it makes a beam or some shit.
Does it really?
Yeah, that's all I know. But so yeah, it's a very realistic movie so far.
I never understood the
It's
laser
science
thing,
based.
but I guess they just
Dude, look at this fucking Hershey bar he just pulls out. Like, it's not melted to shit. They're in the fucking jungle.
yeah, that's ridiculous. That's fucking bullshit. Dude, a Hershey bar would be melt like in fucking seconds in the goddamn jungle. He's all covered in sweat right now.
Yeah.
He's sitting down covered in sweat and he's eating a Hershey's bar. Then he finds an eyeball on the floor and he screams for bloody murder. Dude, it's so weird that Bruce Campbell came out in this movie and he fucking dies immediately. Was he not? I mean, he was a popular actor. Like, well, why did he get killed off so fast? There's a part in this during this part of the movie where they jump into water because there's like almost like a tunnel that they have to go underneath to find the city of Zinj, which we don't know it's the city of Zinj yet, but they find this temple with the diamonds. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I watched a shitload of survival shows, but I would be fucking scared as shit to go into the water of some jungle, mainly for leeches. Like, how many leeches do you think they had on their penises by the time they got out of that water?
Just a big leech inside of his dick hole.
Have you ever seen a leech?
Not in real life.
Me neither.
No.
Yeah, me neither. They can get kind of big though, right?
I don't know. I think so.
Especially when they're all like engorged with blood or whatever.
I've seen ticks.
Ticks are pretty disgusting.
What was the budget for this movie?
It was around $50 million, the budget for this movie.
Damn.
Yeah, so this movie had a budget of $50 million, and it was successful overall because I think it grossed over 150 million worldwide. So it made money, but apparently it had some really, really bad reviews when it came out.
Oh yeah.
I'm not 100% sure why it had such a big budget. My guess is I think I heard or read somewhere that this movie is based off of a book by a dude named Michael Crichton or Crichton or whatever the fuck his name is. He's the guy who wrote the Jurassic Park book. So Jurassic Park came out just before this, maybe like a year before this movie. And it was such a big success that I guess they thought this movie was going to be a big success like Jurassic Park as well, because it was his story. Karen and her team, they're going to go look for him. Now, the guy who runs the company, he is Bruce Campbell's dad. And he is worrying about the diamonds, and she's just like, tell me you care more about saving your son than you do these diamonds. And he's like, of course. So she's going to go find him in the Congo. That's her motivation to go there. Then we meet Amy for the first time. Now, Amy is the talking sign language gorilla that comes out in this movie. She is a gorilla that was, I guess, rescued in the Congo. And a couple of primatologists, they take care of her and they've taught her sign language. And then in this movie, there's a new technology, which is basically a glove that uses, I think, like virtual reality to map the hand movements. And then they have a basic, robot voice that does the talking. So she can do sign language and her little speaker will talk for her. I remember when I was a kid, I used to think that Amy was 100% a fucking real gorilla. Did you think she was real? Did you always think she was?
Dude, that shit was so fake.
She looks like a perfectly real gorilla.
No, she does not.
There's it's zero fakeness with that gorilla. When I found out that it was a person in a suit, I was genuinely shocked. I was like, holy shit, I thought she was a real fucking gorilla.
It was a little person in a suit.
Now, while it is preposterous for a gorilla to be talking overall, there was a pretty famous gorilla a while back that learned sign language, right?
Yeah.
So it is possible to teach gorillas sign language. I don't know how many words they can learn. I think that gorilla that learned sign language, I think it learned maybe like between 50 and 100 words. We get introduced to Amy. Now, Amy is a gorilla that has also been having a lot of nightmares lately. She's been painting pictures of the jungle, and she's been having trouble sleeping and having like scary nightmares and waking up in the middle of the night. And the main guy, Peter, who takes care of her, he's come to the conclusion that she wants to go home. She's been painting the jungle and she wants to go home. So he's going to try to find people who can fund a trip to take her back to the Congo, which I thought that's supposed to be a dangerous thing, like to take an animal that's been in captivity for so long and put them back into the wild. Isn't that, like, don't they usually not make it?
Probably. They don't have the wild instincts.
I mean, maybe a gorilla is smarter. I'm not sure. I don't know if maybe like the deep instincts are more ingrained in a smart animal like a gorilla, but that seems like a little bit of a irresponsible thing to take almost a domesticated gorilla who knows how to speak into the wild. But he's trying to get people to fund the expedition and nobody wants to. And then we get introduced to Herkimer Homolka. He is a Romanian philanthropist who wants to pay to take Amy back home. Now, he has his own ulterior motives because he thinks that Amy knows something about that city that Bruce Campbell and his team accidentally found in the beginning of the movie. So we have 3 different people who want to go to the Congo for 3 different reasons, and their paths are all about to cross. You know how in this movie they have that lost city with the diamonds, and there's like fucking underground caves, and did they have any moving walls in this movie? I don't know if they had any moving walls, but my question is, you know how like a lot of movies like Indiana Jones or Goonies, when they show like underground kind of like temple shit, they have like trap doors and booby traps and fucking moving walls. Is any of that shit real? Like have they ever found any sort of fucking tomb or underground temple or pyramid where it had some moving pieces?
I don't think moving, because that would require like some kind of rope or chain or some kind of shit. But I think I did hear about some things were constructed to where like if a door was moved or something that it would like cave in.
Really?
I think so. Don't quote me on that. But that seems more possible than, you know, like something swinging on a pendulum or something,
yes,
like
exactly.
rolling around. You know?
Yeah, because every fucking movie that had like National Treasure, the Da Vinci Code, I think the Da Vinci Code, I only saw it once, but every fucking movie that has some sort of lost, hidden, secret shit bullshit has like just these ancient mechanisms that are in place and are still functioning.
Yeah,
and it's just
functioning machines.
It's like, where the fuck does that even come from if we never even experienced that in real life?
Star Trek came from the opening door in Star Trek first. That's an interesting question.
I don't know if you caught it, but whenever they were inside Amy's room and she was doing all her paintings and stuff like that, there was a computer and somebody was playing old school Doom.
Oh, of course I saw that.
Yeah.
I also noticed the Taco Bell product placement.
Apparently, yeah, Taco Bell like advertised the shit out of this movie, which I don't remember.
I remember that more than like when I saw the movie.
Really?
The Taco Bell advertisements. But yeah, there was definitely some Doom. Was it Doom 2?
I don't know. I only ever played Doom. I think I only ever played Doom at your house.
Oh no shit.
Yeah.
Doom is in a lot of movies.
Old school. So now we're moving on to another part of the movie. Peter and Mr. Homolka, they're about to try to get on a plane to go to the Congo. But it turns out that Mr. Homolka doesn't have enough money to pay for all the fuel. Cue Karen Jensen, I believe that's her name, Karen, who comes in, and she's the chick who works for the telecommunications company that is trying to go find their people who they believe some of them are dead and some of them are missing. And she wants to go find Bruce Campbell's character. And she needs to get on this flight going to the Congo. It just makes the most sense for her to piggyback off their expedition. Peter initially does not want her a part of it. He doesn't he's all about just Amy, nothing else. But when he finds out that Homolka cannot afford the gas, her company can, he's kind of forced to bring her along, which she ends up being honestly the one in charge because she's got all the smarts. She's a former CIA agent who used to work in Panama, so she kind of knows the ropes or whatever. But when they're in the airplane flying is pretty funny because Amy does not like this chick. Amy's jealous. What does he call her? Ugly woman. Ugly woman. He's like, yeah, very, very ugly. It's like, I'm sorry, she gets jealous really easily. Whenever I think of like, oh man, it would be so fucking cool to be able to talk to animals, whether you're teaching the animal how to talk like in this movie, or whether you're a character who can talk to animals like Dr. Dolittle or whatever. You know what I always end up thinking about? Do you remember that? I don't know if it was on the Dave Chappelle show or Adult Swim or something, but it showed what it would really be like if Aquaman was talking to animals, and he's down, and it's like a cartoon, and he's down in the water and he's talking to a fish, and the fish is like, hi Aquaman, and he's like, how's it going, little buddy? Is there any danger out there? Is anything going on out there? I forget exactly what he says, but he asks him a big question, and the fish is all, hi Aquaman.
I vaguely remember that.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid, but I always think of that when I think about like what would animals have to say. It's like probably nothing, because they're fucking stupid.
Well, there was another thing. It was a Far Side comic. I don't know if you ever heard of Far Side. Had a lot of like science jokes and stuff, and it was this one where scientists had finally created this machine that would translate what a dog was saying, and it just said, it was like bark 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 bark, and then it was translated to hey 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 hey.
Exactly. But there's this one part where they're all sitting in the back of a truck and they're getting transported, and he gives fucking Amy a gorilla. He gives Amy the gorilla a cigar to smoke on. I don't know. I remember thinking when I was a kid, I was like, damn, how did they get that gorilla to smoke a cigar? And then earlier in the movie, when they were on the plane, she asked for a martini. She said, what did she call it? Raindrop drink.
A raindrop drink, which I've never heard before.
Amy wants raindrop drink. So he makes her a martini to calm her down. So this is a drinking and smoking gorilla. It'd be funny if we found out later that she has like a crack problem too. Like she's
what other drugs is a monkey gonna do?
Opiate problem.
Monkey's gonna drop acid in the jungle.
While they're moving through Africa, they end up getting detained. They get detained by this captain. I don't know why. I don't know if they wrote it like this, if they meant for it to be like this, or if it just happened on accident. But this scene is actually pretty goddamn funny when they sit around with him, and he tells everybody to have some coffee and cake, and he gets pissed off. And it's like, have some. And then you get like the famous Mr. Homolka, stop eating my sesame cake. And then he like yells it at him.
Stop eating my sesame cake. That was good, actually.
What the fuck
what
is a sesame cake?
I don't know, but it
looks
sounds pretty good now. When I was a kid, it didn't make sense, but now it kind of...
To me, it just looks like a Rice Krispie treat. I don't even know what that is. Like, what's a sesame cake? Is it just a piece of cake with like sesame seeds in it?
I don't know. Maybe it's made with sesame flour. That would be good. More. It probably is like one of the most memorable scenes of the movie is the sesame cake scene.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I think.
Who's Kafka? Tell me. This movie has a really good soundtrack.
I actually really like the score for this movie. I think it's like super recognizable.
I think my favorite song is when they're in the airplane, when they're loading up the airplane.
Yes, yeah. So Monroe is going to hook up with his team. So now they're hooking up with his expedition crew, and they're going to load all the stuff onto an airplane. And as they're loading it up onto the airplane, they start singing, is it like a Beach Boys song? I don't even know, but the entire crew starts singing it, and that is a pretty good little part. When they get into the plane and they start flying over, I think it's the Congo. I think they're already almost there. They end up getting shot at by some military personnel on the ground with like Stinger missiles or some shit like that, heat-seeking missiles. And the way they avoid getting blown up is they open up the hatch door and they have flare guns and they're shooting them out. Do you think that'd work? Do you think that would work?
Maybe.
Like with the heat-seeking missile? Mm-hmm. I mean, it's basically like the flares coming out of a jet, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
have you ever used a flare gun before?
No, haven't. I'm surprised.
Yeah, I'm surprised. So like Rick is a avid gun lover, and I am surprised that he's never used a flare gun before. Does your dad have one? Your dad seems like the kind of guy who would have a flare gun.
Nah, just when we had a boat.
Oh, okay.
Get rid of the boat.
What about like road flares?
Man, I don't think I've played with one of those either.
No?
No, we should though.
Yeah, that would be
We have to go
dope.
get a flare gun after this.
Dude, I remember one time somebody in a Facebook group that I was a part of was asking if anybody had any smoke bombs, like some fireworks smoke bombs. He didn't say why. He was like, if anybody has any smoke bombs, let me know. And I was like, I don't know if there's anybody selling smoke bombs right now because it wasn't, New Year's or 4th of July. But I like looked on the Walmart website and I guess they have like those emergency smoke bombs. And those bitches apparently throw out smoke for like 2 minutes.
Oh, cool.
Dude, I want to get one of those.
Yeah.
I want to get one of those and I want to fucking just like throw it in a grocery store or something like that.
Dude, you can get smoke bombs like year round.
As they're flying over the Congo and they're getting shot at by these missiles, they end up having to bail. So all of them start putting parachutes on. They put a piece of dope inside of, they put some sort of, relaxant pill inside of a banana and they give it to Amy so she'll fall asleep, hopefully, and stay calm on the way down from the plane. And everybody has to put a parachute on and jump out. And dude, I mean, it's just a small little thing I noticed, but that dude Peter, who seems like a pretty fucking straight edge dude who doesn't do anything crazy whatsoever, when it's time for him to jump out of the plane and, fucking skydive down to the ground, dude, he jumps out really fucking fast. Like really fast. Like he just walks up and just calmly walks out. I gotta say that's pretty impressive because I'd be fucking scared to jump out of a plane.
Yeah, and he seems like such a little bitch.
Exactly. You've never went skydiving before, right?
Fuck no.
It's like
I'd be pissing in my pants.
right?
Probably,
You'd be
dude.
scared, right? Because I'd be fucking scared. Like Mr. Homolka is scared. He has to be kicked out of the plane. That is a more natural response that anybody in that plane who hasn't jumped out of a plane before should have. Like I'd probably want to get strapped to somebody. I wouldn't trust myself enough to do my own fucking parachuting work down to the ground. I'd want to like hang on to somebody or fucking buckle onto somebody.
Yeah, I'd have to be pushed out.
I'm not super deathly afraid of heights, but fuck, I would be scared to do skydiving. John did skydiving. He had a video of it too, and I don't know if I watched the video, but he threw up. He threw up midair, yeah. And he was attached to somebody because when you first skydive, they make you attached to somebody. And he threw up, so I don't know if the throw up got on the other dude. I'm assuming that it did. But yeah, that's.
So did he have a good time or not?
Yeah, he liked it, but yeah, he threw up.
Still too much adrenaline. Tandem skydiving with the gorilla. Yeah, because Amy didn't have a parachute of her own. She had to.
She strapped onto Monroe.
She had to hold on to someone. That would have been funny if she would have just skydived herself out with a parachute on. So she knows.
They strap her into a fucking parachute, and then he signs to her what she's supposed to
Jump,
do.
Amy. She's like, I'm scared. Do it. Okay.
Peter, I scared. Peter, I scared.
I will do it.
They lure her to the fucking gate with a banana and throw the banana out the door to get her to chase after it.
And while she's in the air, she's like, I'm shitting my ass.
But as they're making their way to the Congo, they're going to go through a whole bunch of different sceneries. They're going to go on mud trails. It's going to be raining. They're going to be canoeing down a river. They're going to get attacked by a fucking hippopotamus, which is a pretty badass scene. We're going to learn why Mr. Homolka is actually a part of the expedition and it's not just for Amy's sake. So he found out about an ancient city called the City of Zinj, and there was a symbol that was attached to this City of Zinj. It was the open eye. He saw Amy's paintings whenever they were doing a college demonstration of the sign language technology, and on a few of her paintings, she was painting something that looked like the open eye. He basically thinks that Amy knows where the City of Zinj is. So he wants to follow this gorilla to this ancient city so that he can find diamonds.
Dude, why was he in that lecture in the first place?
I don't
What was this
know.
guy doing in there in order to recognize that illustration of the open eye?
If I had to guess, maybe because it's like a college and because Peter is a scientist, and because Amy is basically a talking gorilla, she's probably maybe been in magazines. And if they were going to put her in magazines, they'd probably want to like take pictures of what she does. And maybe he saw like her paintings in a magazine somewhere and saw the open eye. And that's that's the only thing that I can think of as far as how Homolka even ended up there. Because you're right. What the fuck is he doing there?
Did he act surprised in the lecture hall when he first saw the eye?
I don't think
he knew it was up already, and he's like,
kind of like that. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah. He was sitting there and he was just kind of watching. He never really looked surprised. He was just watching. When the paintings came up and he saw the eye, he has the little ring with the open eye on it, and he kind of just looked at it and he
knew exactly what he was doing.
I wonder, Homolka is a guy out there chasing something that he's been looking into for a long time, something that might not even exist. You know, there are real people out there like that out there in the world. People chasing Bigfoot, people looking for fucking ghosts, people looking for some animal that nobody's ever taken pictures of before.
Like the chupacabra?
Exactly. The chupacabra. So it's like
the jackalope.
And I don't know how some people keep pushing on with that shit. It's like at a certain point, when do you just throw in the fucking towel and be like, okay, this is kind of stupid. This is just wasting time and costing money.
There's probably a lot of people that are about to give up, but then they see a movie like Congo and they see Mr. Homolka and his persistence, probably inspires them to go further.
As it should.
Because I'm pretty sure that Mr. Homolka is going to have a very successful life in this movie.
They make him out to be kind of like a scummy dude. It's like, oh, you're only here for diamonds. It's like, so what? Why is that such a bad thing? So he wants to look for some fucking diamonds. Like, it's no different than somebody who goes out with a metal detector looking for treasure on the fucking beach. Like, why is it such a big deal? He's really not that bad of a guy, and they make him seem like he's a piece of shit.
Yeah, when you think about it, he's like the most honest guy. He's like, I'm looking for treasure. That's it.
Now, I guess the one captain, he does tell everybody that Mr. Homolka is a piece of shit who owes money to everybody that he meets. So,
hey, you gotta spend money to make money.
Exactly.
Dude, is it just me? Or is the relationship with Amy and what the fuck is his name?
Peter.
Amy and Peter is kind of weird.
It is weird.
It's kind of weird.
It's not. It doesn't just come across as like father-daughter.
Something more.
There's something
different.
Even at one point, whenever they're first loading up the plane, and they're going on a trip, Peter is like quibbling with Amy over something. I forget what.
Ugh.
And Monroe's guy, I forget what his name is. He looks over and he says something in whatever language they speak, and the translation is like husband, wife, or something like that. And then yeah, like husband, wife. But it does make you wonder, like, what kind of stuff they're into. Amy wants sex with Peter. Amy wants sex with Peter. So while they're camped out in the middle of the jungle on their expedition, we get our first sign of finding the people that Karen's looking for. Coming from the jungle is like this African jungle tribe with a whole bunch of white ash all over their body. And they say that they found somebody. They found a white man with TC on his shirt. It stands for Travicom. It's the company that Karen works for. So they go and check it out. And while they're there, you get one of the craziest, most amazing scenes ever, where they're all doing these fucking crazy jungle chants, and they're like yelling, "Chica, chica, chica, chica," and the old guy leading it, he's like fucking screaming, "Ah!" and going all crazy. Apparently, it's supposed to call the soul back to the body. I don't know if it works, but the dude does wake up. But as soon as he sees Amy, who is a gorilla, he gets like deathly afraid. So afraid that he ends up scaring himself to death. That's what I'm assuming what happened is he scared himself to death, because he just dies. He like instantly dies.
I think that's Busta Rhymes, actually. The lead shaman played by Busta Rhymes.
After the dude dies, then Karen admits to the other people on the team that there were gray gorillas captured on camera, and they killed people. Peter doesn't believe it, obviously, but I think that's just because he loves gorillas too much.
He loves himself a good gorilla.
So obviously Amy knew about the city of Zinj. She knows about the city in the movie, but what I'm wondering about, does she know about the gray gorillas? And how much, like, what was her experience with the city of Zinj? Because she was born in the Congo, she was found in the Congo, but obviously she's not a killer gorilla. So I wonder what kind of experience she had, whether she knew that there was an ancient city there with a whole bunch of ugly ass gray gorillas, or if she just like saw it one time in passing.
Must have been the classic, they killed her parents, but how did she survive and escape?
Yeah, I don't know.
Who saved her? Who found her, and took her to safety?
Would you say that this is the best monkey movie? And if not, what are some other monkey movies that are better than this?
As far as monkey movies go, it's up there, but I wouldn't say it's the best. I mean, the best monkey movie is easily Dunstan Checks In.
What is the premise of that movie again?
I don't want to explain it. Dude.
Do it like in 2 sentences. Like, why is it called Dunstan Checks In? I think I may have seen that movie when I was a kid, but I don't remember anything about it. Or maybe I just remember seeing the commercial for it.
Well, it takes place in a hotel. You check into a hotel.
Okay,
There's a guy
that makes sense.
that has like a pet monkey is like a circus act, and he uses it to steal jewelry from rich people in hotels. And that's it,
nice.
Man. And the little boy becomes friends. The little boy that lives at the hotel, because his dad's like the manager or whatever.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Becomes friends with Dunstan the monkey.
There was an episode of it was like a Toy Story short movie. It was like 20 or 30 minutes long, where Woody and the gang and Buzz and the gang, they're going with that little girl, Molly, I think there's a new girl's name. Anyway, they're going on a road trip and they stop at a hotel to stay and they check in. And while they're there, there's one by one, the toys start getting snatched up like a monster movie. And it turns out that there's an iguana that goes through the ventilation shafts and goes into rooms and will steal things for the owner. And the owner will take those things and he'll sell them on eBay. So when Woody gets stolen, he puts him on eBay. And of course, Woody is a rare doll. He's a rare old toy. So it was like worth a lot of fucking money. So he was like, oh my God, yes, yes, yes. And then of course, it all goes to shit when Woody and the gang fucking escape their clutches and get away and he's not able to sell them. That's what it sounds like to me.
It sounds like somebody stole that idea from Dunstan Checks In, which is
pretty much. That's exactly what they did.
Just totally original.
What are some other great monkey movies? So we got Mighty Joe Young. We got
Born to Be Wild.
Born to Be Wild.
Which I don't remember.
Me neither. Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Yeah, it was Suzanne at the
There
end.
was a monkey in it.
Named Suzanne.
Yep.
There was Project X. That's actually a good movie with...
Is that newer movie?
No, it's an old one. It's from like the 80s. Matthew Broderick.
Oh shit.
Is in it, and they're using like monkeys as test pilots and exposing them to like radiation and shit.
Oh,
so it's like an animal rights movie from the 80s.
I want to say I've like seen clips of that movie. I don't think I've actually watched it though.
That's a good one.
Oh, then there's Planet of the Apes.
Oh yeah, that's probably like hands down the best one,
okay,
of course.
I mean, yeah, I guess so. Because there's the old Planet.
I was just kidding about Dunstan Checks In. It's a good movie though.
I don't know. Like some of those old Planet of the Apes movies look like fucking dog shit. So I don't know if I was given the choice between watching Dunstan Checks In and like one of those old ass Planet of the Apes movies, I might just watch Dunstan Checks In.
This one, like Monkey Trouble, might be worth checking out too. I remember seeing the cover of shit like all over the place.
Nice.
A splendid family film as entertaining as Free Willy.
Is that the little girl from Hocus Pocus?
I don't know.
I think it is. I'm not 100%.
But it's as entertaining as Free Willy.
The new Planet of the Apes movies were pretty badass.
Oh yeah, that's
Rise, Dawn, and like I guess those are going to be the top ones.
yeah. And
Unless
when I said Planet of the Apes were the best movies, I'm talking about the new ones.
yeah,
not,
the
not
new ones,
old
not those faggot
Like,
old ones.
those are for like Star Trek fans, like old Star Trek.
Like-
Even new Star Trek sucks. What am I saying?
I like the Chris Pine movies. Those were okay, but the shows I think are lame. I think the shows are still super
What are
gay.
Chris Pine? Is that the one with like the Borgs and shit?
The what?
The Borgs.
Borgs? Oh, I don't remember. I know the first one has Eric Bana as the bad guy, and the second one has the dude from Benedict Cumberbatch as the bad guy. They were pretty decent movies. But I'm not really big on Star Trek.
They weren't very.
But they were good sci-fi movies.
Yeah.
Then there's King Kong. I don't know what you feel about King Kong. I don't really care about King Kong. I mean, I've seen like
Godzilla's like way cooler than King Kong.
yeah. I saw the newer King Kong movies and they're just okay. Like they're whatever.
Right.
Yeah. Nothing
I
special.
don't think I've ever met like a big King Kong fan.
Did you say that you saw that new movie with like the monkey that gets rabies, the chimp that gets rabies or some shit?
Yeah.
Was that any good?
That shit was it Primate?
Something
Is that what it
like
was
that.
called?
I think so.
Yeah, I saw it. It was all right. It was a good horror movie, kind of like, slasher type, corny but entertaining. Had like some suspense and all that. Amy just looks like a total little bitch.
The way that the silverback looked at Amy when they first meet is probably the same way Mexicans looked at Selena whenever she couldn't say excited in that press conference in the Selena movie. They're like, look at this fake ass bitch. Doesn't even speak our language. So basically, Amy and Selena, they have a deep rooted connection and they went through the same struggle of being accepted by their people.
Yeah, I've always kind of looked back to Amy the gorilla when it comes to stories of like persistence. Very strong female character, Amy the gorilla.
Right? Whenever people are talking about
dude.
strong female characters in movies, I don't ever hear anybody talking about Amy as much as they should be, because she held it down in this movie.
She did.
She saves Peter later on from the gray gorillas.
And she returns back to the wild.
Yep.
I'm sorry to spoil it for you,
But she does make
Amy does it.
she makes it.
You go, girl.
Okay, so after all this traveling and expeditions through the fucking jungle, fucking horrible place for humans to be hanging out.
Cesspool.
Just horrible place. They finally find the city of Zinj. Mr. Homolka is completely vindicated in this moment because everybody was telling him that he was completely full of shit and that the city didn't exist. And nobody was like, God damn, I'm sorry for treating you like a piece of shit this entire time, Mr. Homolka. You were right, bro. You were fucking right. And you mean to tell me that at no point during any of this, as soon as they saw the fucking city and they already knew the story of the goddamn diamonds, you mean to tell me that nobody in that fucking team was thinking in the back of their head, you know what? Maybe we are going to fucking get some diamonds through this exhibition. It wasn't on the cards at first, but fuck, I mean, if we saved everybody and we get Amy home and we come home with diamonds, how is that a bad thing? I know I would have been thinking that. The moment I saw the fucking city and those ugly ass yellow eyes, I would have been like, holy shit, I might be able to get a diamond out of this.
We're gonna get some diamonds.
We're gonna get some diamonds. When they enter the city, his buddy Richard, who is a little bitch, by the way, just fucking scared the entire time through the entire expedition, always complains, never really helps with a whole lot. The crazy shit that happens shortly after is the team that's inside the temple, as they're making their way back to the exit, they hear a scream and Peter's like, holy shit, it's Richard. So they run towards the exit and Richard is running in, scared as fuck, and he falls down some steps and he's super fucking bloody. He's like, let me go. And then again, he just dies. He like, I don't know what was wrong with him, but he just fucking just dies. And then as he dies, a gray gorilla runs into the temple with something in his hand and he fucking throws it at them. When I was a kid, I thought that he threw a heart at them. So in my mind, I thought that the gorilla had ripped out Richard's heart and that Richard had ran all the way from the doorway to them without his heart and then died finally because he was missing his heart.
It was one of those things you didn't think about it much, but that's just what happened.
Exactly. It ended up just being a bloody
That's
head.
just what it was.
Yeah, it was a bloody head. It was not a heart, but that's what I fucking thought. Like, that's what my kid brain put together is, okay, he ripped out his heart and he threw it on the ground and Richard survived for a little bit without his heart.
And since TVs weren't very high def, you couldn't really see that it was a head and not a heart.
Exactly. I mean, we were watching shit on VHS at this point and cable TV. So, and on smaller TVs, lots smaller fucking TVs.
13-inch TV.
Exactly. I still remember, I was talking about this on another podcast. We did it with two movies, and I can't remember the second movie off the top of my head, but I know Fifth Element was one of them. But I remember when you first got a DVD player, because you got a DVD player before I did, and we started watching some DVDs. I remember our minds being blown whenever we would pause the DVD and like it would have like a nice clear still frame as opposed to like the moving chopping lines from VHSs.
I still remember that moment, dude.
Yeah.
I still remember that.
We were like, oh man, look at that. It's so clear.
Check out pause mode. Man, that would have worked out so well with like movies with like just a short scene of like nudity.
Yes.
I used to like pause it. I'd mess with the tracking and nothing would work. And I was like, dude.
Just a large set of Chichiwangas on screen, which back in the day, dude, like almost every fucking 80s movie had Chichiwangas in it. So you could literally just put on any 80s movie and Chichiwangas would be on it. But it's funny because I remember when we were watching Fifth Element and the blue singer chick, she got hit with that like missile or something. We would.
That was the frame by frame.
Yes, we did the frame by frame because we were like, what the fuck happened? Like, because it happened really fucking fast. So we did the frame by frame and we saw the little fucking missile go through her body and explode out the other side.
I remember my dad was there too. And we all witnessed that together.
They retreat from the city of Zinj and they make camp. They find a bunch of equipment from the team that was there before. And part of this is tents, and they had laser security perimeters, and they had machine gun sentry turrets, and some other and some like heat vision technology to scan the landscape.
Do you remember how high tech all this shit seemed in this movie when you first saw it?
Yes, dude. I always think that
high tech. I think the most impressive piece of technology in this movie has got to be the little mini air conditioners for the tents.
Yes, which I don't even think those were real things. I think they were just made up for the movie.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Which is bullshit. When I was watching this movie recently, and because I remember the little mini air conditioners, and when they mentioned it, like the moment they mentioned it, I went on Amazon and I went to go to see if like those things were real, and they're not fucking real. They're not real. I don't care about talking gorillas not being real or gray gorillas. I mean, the laser beams.
That's all fun.
Like all that stuff is just fun stuff. But like, why did they have to lie about the portable ACs? Because like that seemed like something that would be cool to have. So I go and look into it, and it's not even a real thing.
See, that pretty much made all this high tech shit like legit. Was when they had the little ACs. I was like, oh shit.
Yes.
This is some high tech stuff we're talking about.
Yes.
This is cutting edge.
Now, when they wake up in the morning, they had some problems because Amy went missing. She went to go hang out with the silverback. She probably had sex with him while she was out there, because later on, she kind of introduces Peter to the silverback from far away, and he's like, who's that? Handsome fellow or something like that, right? So like you already know that that's her boyfriend. So they've had sexual relations. Like they probably had lots of gorilla sex. And meanwhile, everybody else is in fucking danger and almost dying, and Amy is just out there having gorilla sex.
Right, Peter's just there all jealous.
Exactly. He's all screaming.
He's like, "Ree, you bitch, after everything I did for you."
So they got to find Mr. Homolka, they got to find Karen's friend, and then they got to find the gorilla. In the meantime, there's another problem going on, as if they didn't have enough, besides gray gorillas and everybody going missing. But this city of Zinj is located right smack next to a fucking volcano that is active, and it's about to blow any minute.
Talk about bad timing.
You know what's cool though? Later on, when they have the fucking volcano eruption, all of that lava shit that they do, I don't think it was CGI.
It was actual lava.
I think it was real. No, it wasn't real lava. I think it was miniatures. And I don't know what they used for the liquid, but I think it was real. Like, if I had to guess, maybe like glow stick stuff, or because that's what they use for predator blood. They use the inside of green glow sticks.
Kind of like
some sort of fluorescent.
Kind of like in Ghostbusters, ectoplasm.
Yeah,
was like real.
Yeah, they just got to make it fluorescent, because that's what it was. It was just bright orange. So they do manage to find the diamond mine shortly after finding Mr. Homolka. And while they're there, Mr. Homolka is picking up as many diamonds as he can, and everybody else is just looking around, because there's all these little entrances to the mine, and you can hear the gorillas growling and farting and having sex inside those little caves. So it's like crazy shit. It's got them all fucking just discombobulated and all kinds of wild ass shit. So now I don't even know how Mr. Homolka let this happen, but he's literally like 10 feet away from the group, but he's somehow getting surrounded by gray gorillas, and nobody fucking sees it happening until after he gets smacked to the ground and his skull crushed. So he dies. He's the first to die in this encounter inside the mine. Then there's a battle, lots of gunfire, and most of the people die.
They're all just blasting these fools.
But in the meantime, Karen, she goes down some random cave, and she finds the guy that she was there to look for. The Bruce Campbell's character who dies in the beginning of the fucking movie. She finds his dead ass body, and she's like, oh my God, he's super dead. And then in his hand, he has a diamond. He has one of the diamonds that they went there to look for. And she gets the diamond and she puts it in this fucking laser gun that she has. And then she just fucking goes to town with this Superman laser beam powerful type fucking gun and starts cutting all these goddamn gorillas in half.
See, she's a smart cookie.
Also, right before she comes out with her badass laser gun, Amy finally comes back from her sexual escapades with the silverback gorilla. And then she's like, ugly gorillas, go away. And she goes and protects Peter, because Peter almost got himself killed.
The gray gorillas just stand down too. They're like, they're scared of Amy for some reason.
I wonder if they have like a code, like we don't hurt other gorillas.
Well, then why is she scared of them then? Why is she afraid of the eye, the open eye?
Yeah, I don't know.
Something happened to Amy, and we don't know what it is. Okay, so in the lava scene, you don't think that's CGI?
From what I've read, the lava was supposed to be practical effects, but I mean, it could be CGI. But I read that they used miniatures and like practical effects, and then they used industrial light and magic to composite that stuff onto the screen.
Looked pretty cool.
It was pretty clean. I mean, I don't think lava is as bright orange and liquidy as that, but I mean, it still looked really fucking good. So now that they've been able to escape the fucking diamond mine filled with all the evil gray gorillas that Karen has now chopped in half with her laser gun, the volcano starts to completely erupt. They're basically trying not to get murdered by the volcano. So towards the end of the movie, we're really close to the end of the goddamn movie, and Peter is basically saying his goodbyes with Amy. Dude, when you're watching Amy and Peter talk to each other for the last time, and she's sitting there and she's doing jokes, putting the finger to his chest and then faking him and hitting his nose and laughing, all that stuff, you can't tell me that she doesn't look like an amazingly real gorilla right there. Like the most realest gorilla you've ever seen in your life.
No. It's like super fake. Weird proportions, dude.
The silverback, I can agree. He's got a weird ass. Like he definitely has like he's got weird legs and a weird ass. But Amy is a perfect gorilla. Dude, volcano eruptions are fucking cool. You ever watch videos of volcano eruptions?
Yeah, they look like hell.
Yeah. Yeah, like all the fucking lightning that's going through all the smoke and shit. That shit's fucking insane. I remember the first time I saw a picture and a video of the lightning going through it, like I was like, holy shit, there's fucking like volcanoes make lightning. I was like,
that wasn't even common knowledge until like recently, you know?
it's like it blew my mind. I was like, that is the coolest looking fucking thing ever.
Because a volcano eruption, it's like the most powerful thing ever. You wouldn't think that there'd be like massive lightning bolts around it too.
Yeah.
Dude, Peter is just like the biggest little bitch ever. It's probably like one of my least favorite characters in a movie.
Peter?
Yeah.
What's the worst thing that he did that pisses you off?
Just the way he looks.
It's the fucking hair, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the curly fucking soul glow
His
hair.
hair and his face.
Like he looks like he uses soul glow.
I guess the only thing that matters is that Amy got to have sex. That
What
was
if
the
that
whole
was-
point of this mission, was to get Amy laid.
What if that was Amy's driving mission the entire
Just to
time?
have sex.
Yes, like that's why she was having nightmares. That's why she was thinking about the jungle. That's why she was making all those paintings.
Yeah.
And that's why she was really fucking excited to go home because she knew that if she went home, she was going to get to have sex with a gorilla.
See it.
She's tired of having sex with Peter. She wants to have sex with a real gorilla now.
Right? And she's super smart. See, Amy's not stupid. She's
Yeah.
so smart that she knows exactly what she has to do in order to get back to Africa to have some silverback penis.
Exactly. So she plays Peter like a
Like
fucking accordion.
Like a fucking fiddle.
just so she can get to Africa and get laid.
Little piccolo Peter.
And it's not that crazy of a thing to think. I mean, because there are plenty of movies out there where the entire mission of the movie was somebody was trying to get laid. There's that Sex Drive movie. There's the fucking there's a Superbad. The entire time they were just trying to get laid. There was a what's his face, Seth Green's character in Can't Hardly Wait. The entire movie he was trying to fucking get laid.
Right, that's a hot take, dude. Congo is actually a sex comedy.
Exactly. Congo falls into the sex comedy category, not the adventure sci-fi or whatever else you might want to put it. It's
Way ahead of its time, man. That's crazy. It's a sex movie.
it's a movie about sex, pure sex. And the only reason they didn't show the sex is because the Humane Society would have fucking been super pissed off to see this real gorilla Amy having sex with a fake gorilla silverback.
It's funny how like this movie has so many fucking layers to it. Like there's so much to the whole story, and it just doesn't really go anywhere. It's like so much happens in this movie.
Yeah, there is.
It's impressive.
There's like 3 or 4 different story arcs layered on top of each other, and none of it actually ends up mattering like in the end at all.
At all, which is why we have to come to the conclusion that it's a sex movie. Like, really, that's the only thing that makes sense. Gorillas and Hippo were designed and created by Stan Winston Studio.
Okay, so now that we've concluded watching this movie, do you think that this movie still holds up for being a 30-year-old movie?
No. No, one time I asked a whole group of people if they had seen this movie, and a lot of them weren't as old as me. They were probably in their mid to late 20s, and nobody saw it before except for me and some other old guy.
Nobody?
Nobody. And I tried convincing them to see it, and nobody was interested.
That either means that, you know, we're not that cool because we watched this movie and we've watched it multiple times, or it means that that's the reason why we're really fucking badass, because we have seen this movie and these little fucking faggots that you work with haven't.
Yeah, it's definitely a good bad movie. I think it's one of the best good bad movies out there as far as like overproduction and
As it sits, what do you think like the best part of the movie is?
it's stupid shit like the Sesame Cake quote.
Oh yes. Yeah, the Mr.
It's
Homolka.
just stupid shit like that.
That's the best part, and I don't even know why.
Yeah.
I don't even know why that turned out to be such a great
Dude,
part.
it's so simple. It's none of the big stuff in the movie even matters. Like after rewatching it again after a while, I forgot like a lot of this stuff that happened. A lot of these major parts of the movie. I'm like, oh, I forgot about that, but I remember the sesame cake part.
All right, so we're about to rate this movie, but before we do, I'm gonna hand it over to my man on the ground, or Chata Gonzalez, so he can give you his awesome unofficial review.
Orale Mika na. We just finished watching Congo, and I'm still running from those pinche killer monkeys like they just stole my last horchata, ese. This movie is super loco, vato. Like somebody got bored and said, let's put dunking gorillas and shiny blue diamonds and laser guns all in the jungle, cabron. The story is about some smart guys who sent a team into the big green jungle to find some special diamonds or something. The main dude is this nice scientist guy with a super cool talking gorilla named Amy. Amy's the best part, homie. She draws pictures, gets mad when you touch her stuff, and she signs with her hands like she's asking for extra cheese on her tacos. Amy, good gorilla. I was yelling at the TV the whole time. Then this tough lady boss joins the crew. She's all serious and ready to kick butt. They get this shady guide too, and they go deep into the jungle full of volcanoes, giant vines, and mean gray gorillas. They look like they ate too many spicy burritos and got super angry, Ohms. Those gray apes are crazy. They smash everything and chase the people like wild piñatas with teeth. Ay chingao. The jungle, it looks all green and scary, and the fights are funny and cheesy. Lasers shooting, volcanoes exploding, and gorillas going full rampage mode. The special effects are kinda goosey, like the monkeys are wearing fuzzy Halloween costumes or something, but it makes it even more fun. This whole movie feels like a silly adventure that doesn't make a lot of sense, but it's funny anyway. It's got holes bigger than the ones in my old Converse. But I was laughing and cheering the whole time. Final score from Horchata Gonzalez? 7.5 out of 10 talking gorilla wongas and sparkly diamond tacos. Not the smartest movie ever made, but it's dumb fun, and I like the painted gorilla the most. What you think, homie? You on Annie's team? Or you wanted the crazy gray gorillas to smash everybody? Would you bring a talking gorilla to score? Nah. Hit me back, Vaco. I'm still hiding behind the couch from those pinche apes.
Okay, now is the time where we rate the movie ourselves. The formula is always going to be the same. 2 judges, 5 judging criterias. Me and my co-host are going to rate the movie 1 out of 10 across 5 different criterias. If I'm hosting the show myself, then my AI assistant Skynet will be my second judge. When we're done throwing out all of the scores, we'll add them all together, divide by 10, and bam, that'll be the movie's official movie buff rating. The 5 different judging criterias are as follows. First, the Pulitzer criteria. This score refers to the quality of the movie's story, plain and simple. Then, the Shakespeare criteria. This refers to how good the acting is in the movie. The Scorpion criteria. This has to do with how well a movie hooks you and pulls you in. Does it keep you engaged? The Encore criteria, one of the most important criterias of all. This refers to a movie's replay value. Just how rewatchable is it? And the most important of all, the Highlander criteria. This refers to the movie's ability and probability to live on forever. Will this movie be remembered in 10 years? Will people be quoting it in 20 years? Will people still be rewatching it 40 years later? So, the first criteria, the Pulitzer criteria, 1 out of 10, what would you give it?
I had to give it a 6, because although the plot is like stupid and random, it still is creative, and it's still kind of interesting, like, and it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun.
You know what? I like that's kind of what I was thinking. I was thinking either 5.5 or 6. So I'll go 6 as well. Okay. The Shakespeare criteria. This refers to the quality of the acting in the movie. What would you give it?
I'd say a 6 also. You know, the acting actually isn't too bad. It's got a lot of of big stars in it. A lot
Yeah.
of really good actors. So I mean, yeah, the acting's not the problem. You know? It's actually pretty good, you
The
know.
acting, yeah.
I'd say 6, a solid 6.
Damn, I'm gonna fucking dude. I'm gonna go 6 as well. Like, that's just what I'm feeling. The Scorpion criteria.
Yeah, I'd say a 6, dude. Considering like, yeah, I mean, it keeps you interested for how disorganized it is. It's interesting.
I'm gonna give it a 5. I do think it like keeps me interested, but it's not that hard to pull away from it. But it's got a lot of like little funny like fun stuff in it, enough to like keep me entertained to where my attention doesn't dip too far as I'm watching it. You know?
Yeah, because I do lose interest at some point in that movie, but I still want to know what happens. I'm like obligated at this point.
All right, the encore criteria. This refers to the movie's replay value.
It's got to be a 7. That's the highest. That's the highest score it gets. It's like, nah, it sucks at this. It's mediocre at this, but definitely would watch it again.
It's so weird. It's so weird how that fucking works. I mean, shit, yeah. I mean, I'm gonna give it a 6.5 for rewatchability.
Yeah, you know, every now and then gotta watch some Congo. You know,
For me, it's like right between one step above whatever and pretty good. It's right there. All right, the last one, the Highlander criteria. And I think by the story that you told me a little while ago, I'm pretty sure I already know more or less what your score is going to be. But this refers to the movie's ability and probability to live on forever.
fuck no, no, that shit's dead. It just exists in like a few of our hearts and minds. You know, of a better time.
So what would you give it out of 10?
Oh, out of 10,
Yeah.
4. I would really like to meet a younger person who watched this movie and like liked it for all the same reasons and was like, you know what, like I'm gonna carry this on to like future. You know, I'm gonna make sure that other people get to watch this movie.
Yeah.
I have yet to even come close to meeting someone like that.
When you think about it, it's like, how would a younger person now, let's say somebody who, you know, is in their teens, who now actively hunts for their own movies to watch.
Mhm.
They don't just watch what their parents put on for them. They hunt for their own shit to watch. How would they ever even come across a movie like this?
Free streaming.
But free streaming has such limited movies and selections that a movie like this, the chances of it ever popping up is going to be so goddamn low that it's like, like back in the day, it was different because you only had so many channels and you couldn't pick whatever you wanted to watch. So you would watch whatever the fuck was on. You'd find the best between the 30, 40 channels that you had. And because let's be honest, I don't care if you had 200 channels, not all of them were movie channels. There was only a small handful that showed movies throughout the day, and you just watch what was on. And something like this probably would get replayed on cable.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like they got to fill those hours, so they're gonna put on all kinds of fucking movies. And so you would accidentally probably watch this movie
Right.
in that scenario.
Yeah.
It's hard to know whether or not somebody will ever accidentally watch this fucking movie now.
Yeah, now no, because I don't think I've ever seen it on stream, but there have been younger people that I have talked with who have seen some like old movies. I'm like, oh shit, you seen that movie? And they're like, yeah, and they see it like on stream.
I'm gonna go a little lower than 4. I'm gonna go 3.7.
Nice. That was funny. Like one guy that did know the movie, he was like, Amy wants raindrop drink. It's the little stupid fucking quotes that people remember.
Yeah, they remember the quotes, not really what the movie was about. They don't remember what really happened in the movie, any specific scenes. They just remember a few random quotes. And you know, I think that's something that's kind of missing nowadays in a lot of movies is quotability. You know, they put all this work into like these big fancy, you know, scenes with CGI and all kinds of crazy shit and just crazy shit on screen, but it's like the quotes that we really fucking remember.
You don't remember any of it. I think like Superbad had some memorable quotes in it.
Yeah, but that movie's already getting kind of old.
Yup.
Okay, when I take all of those scores and I add them together and I divide by 10, that gives this movie a 5.62. So out of the 8 movies that I've done on my podcast, it puts it at number 7. The only thing it's beating right now is Cobra.
Dang, Cobra was that bad?
I gave Cobra some okay scores, but my AI bot was my assistant that day, and he gave him a few low scores on some of them, so it kind of just averaged out kind of
AI
low.
is stupid. I would like to see what AI thinks about Congo.
You want me to ask it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Let me see.
No wonder Cobra's under Congo. The fucking AI. Let me talk to this bot, dude.
Okay, Skynet, I need you to give me 5 quick scores for the movie Congo from 1995. All right. So my AI bot, Skynet, when I ask it to give me its version of the scores, it says Congo is a laughably bad adaptation of Michael Crichton's novel. The story is a messy jungle adventure full of talking gorillas, corporate greed, killer apes, and a diamond mine, but it's poorly structured, filled with dumb dialogue, and tonally all over the place. It tries to mix sci-fi, horror, and adventure, but lands mostly on unintentional comedy. The acting is painful. Laura Linney is trying, but Tim Curry's cartoonish accent and the rest of the cast feel like they're in a different, worse movie. The CGI gorillas, which they weren't CGI, look like rejected Nintendo 64 assets. It has 0 replay value and will be mostly forgotten outside of So Bad It's Good movies.
That's pretty good.
The scores it gives us for Pulitzer, it gives us 3.1. That's for the story. And then for the acting, it gives 4.2. I think it's being a little bit harsh.
Yeah, same here.
For Scorpion, it gives 5.8. That's not a bad score. Encore, which is rewatchability, 2.9. I don't think that's fair. And then for Highlander, 3.4. I think that's pretty fair. You divide that by 5, and it gives it an average score of 3.8.
Dang.
I just don't feel it should be that low. Like, yeah, the movie's not that good, but goddamn, 3.8.
Yeah, there's a lot worse movies than Congo, that's for sure.
Exactly. But
I kind of want to know what it thinks of Dunstan Checks In now.
Dunstan Checks In.
Yeah, just curious.
Dunstan Checks In is a brain-dead family comedy about a mischievous orangutan causing chaos in a luxury hotel. The plot is tired, slapstick checklists of banana gags, broken vases, and an evil hotel critic with 0 wit, 0 stakes, and 0 reason to exist. It's aggressively stupid, predictable, and feels like a rejected direct-to-video script that somehow got a theatrical release. The acting is painful. Jason Alexander hams it up desperately. Faye Dunaway is slumming it with the regal disdain, and the kid is forgettable. The orangutan is the only one with any charisma. It has almost no replay value unless you're torturing small children, and it will be mercifully forgotten by history.
Yeah.
So for Pulitzer, it gives a 2.7, Shakespeare 3.5, Scorpion 4.9, Encore 2.1, Highlander 2.3.
All right. That's fair. It's definitely worse than Congo, which I would agree. So maybe it's a pretty good summation.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Not too bad at all. All right, that concludes this podcast about the 1995 classic that is Congo.
Oh yeah.
It's an amazing movie. Everybody should watch it. If you haven't seen it already, you're a piece of shit. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube and our Spotify channel, and keep an eye out for future podcasts. We'll be getting more episodes in soon. Thanks for listening, guys. Peace out.